Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm feeling like talking a little bit about swordsmanship. Now, on this channel I normally cover guns and some political issues, but, to me, when we talk about the right to bear arms, arms is short for armaments, okay? And, basically it covers all weapons, past, current, and future, okay? And, even though I participate with a lot of different groups. Some of them specialize in, ancient weapons or, historical weapons. And some of the groups that I train with, we specialize in modern weapons. What I do is I take all that stuff, okay, that I get from, all that information that I get from different groups. And, in my, for me personally, I really combine it all into one, okay? So to me, it's all arms. It's all armaments. It's all about, mastering different weapons of different time periods. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about the single-handed sword, and what I've done to give you guys a perspective is I've got this pole over here, which basically would represent your sword. Okay. So as you're sitting there pointing this at me, right? You're pointing it straight at my face. Basically, you're there, your weapon's in front of me. Where it is right now, basically, if I strike over here, basically, as you can see, I can't really get my point online, okay? Likewise, if I strike on this side, because of the position of your weapon, I can't quite get the angle that I need, okay? However, by taking a side step, right, I just took basically a 6 to 8 inch step to the side, and all of a sudden, the point is at your face. And basically that could either be a cut, or it could be a thrust, okay? Because basically what I could do is I could meet the sword there and then thrust straight through into your face, or if I'm close enough, I could just basically just cut it. Now, the key component to this when you're fighting with the single sword, is that, basically the sword is your shield, okay? If I've got this pointing at my face over here, I can't just come over the top over here and try to strike you, because basically you're going to kill me, okay? Or I can't go to your legs while your weapon is pointed at me, because again, I'm going to get killed. So it's more important that I stay alive than I kill you. So what I'm looking to do here is, at all times, I'm looking to strike in such a way that this part, the strong part of my sword is blocking, while the tip, what we call the weak part of the sword, is attacking. Okay, so that's one of the bases of swordsmanship. Now, there's many ways to play it. Like with a light sword like this, that's pretty tapered. Okay, I can turn the sword in like that, like from this position. Okay, bring it in like this. Okay, all of a sudden, just by switching my hand from here to here, it pushes out, and again, I'm in a position to thrust. Okay, now, so that's one of the basic concepts of the single sword, and usually in the battlefield we'll see people using a sword and a shield, but a lot of times in everyday life, okay, people typically carry the single-handed sword by itself. And it would have been a light sword like this. It had to be a sword that basically when you wear it, it's not going to drag on the ground, okay? And it had to be fairly light. It had to be, it's not going to be a two-handed sword. Although sometimes people did have two-handed sword. If the sword's going to hang on my belt here, basically if it's two-handed sword, the hilt's going to come up a lot higher. So again, it's going to be in my way. So basically, this was the equivalent of a of a pistol, or a medieval or Renaissance era pistol. Okay, so it was short, it was fairly short, it was light, and it was quick. And a lot of times when people were fighting this, they were fighting single-handed, and that was one of the important concepts, is that when they strike, okay, basically you have to be blocking while you're attacking, and basically stepping to the side, okay, is going to get that. Let's adjust this hole over here. There we go. All right. Now, basically, even if I'm going from one side to the other, okay, as you can see, as I transition from one side to the other, this part of the sword, okay, through that entire transition, is still blocking, okay? Because basically there are ways, I mean, with a heavier sword, let's say where I have a shield, one way to transition, I'll come from here, I can come all the way around here if I had a shield over here, right? So I can go from that side to that side. However, if I'm doing that without a shield, I'm obviously opening. I'm obviously open. So with a single-handed sword, what I'm going to do is I'm going to from there. If I'm going to transition to the other side, I'm going to basically cross the sword in front of me. Okay. All right. I'm going to cross the sword in front of me, so that part of my sword is protecting my body. Okay. Now, one of the things that I'm also going to mention is some fakes. Okay. One of the things that you'll notice is that I mean, there's a couple of ways to fake. I mean, one way is to bring the sword out, as if to attack, and then from there go to the other side. But here's the thing: when you do that, you've actually committed the sword to an attack, even if you don't, follow through with the attack or if you're out of range. And what that does is it uses up a bit of your energy. Now, another way to fake is, like, for example, the hilt's back here. If I bring the tip forward, you'll notice that even though I brought the tip forward, okay, my hand is still cocked, okay? So even though this is forward, from there, it's in a position to immediately go to the other side, okay? So that's, so just by bringing the tip forward, okay, the other person's probably going to bite on that because, from your perspective, you really don't know if I'm doing that or if I'm doing that, okay? So a lot of times that followed by that. Okay, so that's the fake, because that actually comes forward, but because my arm is still back, basically all the potential energy is still back here. I brought the tip forward, but from there, I'm in a position to fully extend. Okay, so there's another idea. Now, a lot of times you can do, a good fake can sometimes just be, a shoulder twitch, depending on how good your opponent is. Now, here's the funny thing. If your opponent is really good, they're looking at your attacks as an opportunity to counterattack. Okay, so basically, if you're attacking to one side, they're going to immediately have a plan in their mind to counterattack. So because they're trying to counterattack, they're almost going to try to read the initiation of the strike. So, for example, if they start seeing the sword come to that side, they've already put a plan in place, right? That they've had programmed, to do something based on that. So with an opponent that's really good, the fake is going to be really faint because it's going to be really subtle because they're looking for those subtleties. They're looking for that. That's enough to bite on. Okay, now if somebody who's less experienced, what's going to happen is that they may not see this. Okay, they may not see this. With somebody who's less experienced, you may actually have to extend the sword a little bit more. Not necessarily go to full extension, but extend the sword a little bit more so that they'll see it, bite on it, and then from there you attack to the side that you really want to attack. Okay. How do we attack the legs? With a sword like this, basically you never want to just do that because obviously you're gonna get killed. Because basically all the person has to do is just step back a little bit and put their sword out because the distance going across is shorter than the distance going diagonally. So if you're going to attack the legs, what I would have to do again, somehow I have to be protecting myself. So a leg attack would look something like that. Okay, you see the tip is attacking low, but again I am blocked. Okay. So that's what a leg attack would look like, okay, or a low body attack. Now this sword is probably a little too short to really get down into the low legs safely. So when I say a low attack, or I'm probably talking more about the hip area, okay. So basically, what it may look like is like that could be right here I'm out of range. Okay, this is your sword here. Okay, so I'm out of range. Okay, now you might think I'm stepping in, okay, but from out of range, I could basically attack that side, then step in, and now that's attacking down low. The way I think of fighting is basically there's 4 quadrants, okay? You got that corner, that corner, that corner, and that corner. And you know, all advanced fighting is about deception, okay? Because any competent swordsman is going to attack a straight. You know, if you attack directly to a certain area, like if I'm attacking, you know, here, you know, they're gonna block that. So if I want to attack up there, okay, what I need to do is somehow I have to get your attention, or you get your defense somewhere else, so I can go up there. Okay, so basically what I could do with this is basically I could, you know, fake to that quadrant down there, that low quadrant, and then from there turn the sword up to that high quadrant. Okay, so that's all, you know. So all advanced swordsmanship and all advanced fighting, you know, it doesn't, you know, even in other martial arts, even in, you know, modern military combat, you know, usually what you want to do is you want to misdirect, threaten one area and then attack into another area. Okay, so there's a couple of things for you guys to think about as far as swordsmanship. You know, if you got any questions, let me know. Talk to you guys next time.